The last day in Pompeii. It is the morning of August 24th, 79 AD, and the sun is rising over the bustling Roman city of Pompeii. For the 20,000 residents living here, this day begins just like any other in the wealthy resort town. The air is filled with the smell of baking bread and the sounds of merchants opening their stalls near the forum. But beneath their feet, the ground has been trembling for days, a warning sign that everyone has tragically ignored. To the people of Pompeii, Vesuvius is just a mountain, a fertile giant that provides rich soil for their vineyards. They have no word for volcano in their language, and no memory of the mountain's violent past. Around 1 p.m., the illusion of safety is shattered instantly by a deafening roar that cracks the sky. A massive column of ash and pumice shoots 12 miles into the stratosphere, resembling a towering pine tree. Pliny the Younger, watching from across the bay, would later describe it as a cloud of unusual size and appearance. In Pompeii, the initial confusion turns to terror as the sun is blotted out by the spreading cloud. Within minutes, a rain of lapilli, small, porous rocks, begins to fall on the city like a deadly hail. It starts lightly, but soon the stones are falling so heavily that they accumulate at a rate of 6 inches per hour. Panic sets in. Thousands flee toward the harbor, clutching their jewelry, keys, and lamps. But many choose to stay behind, hiding in their homes, believing the sturdy stone walls will protect them. As the afternoon wears on, the weight of the pumice begins to collapse roofs across the city. Those trapped inside are crushed or trapped, while outside the streets are becoming impassable rivers of debris. By evening, the eruption enters a new, more violent phase, as the internal structure of the volcano begins to destabilize. The column of ash, now too heavy to sustain itself, collapses, sending the first pyroclastic surge racing down the mountain. This superheated hurricane of gas and rock moves at hundreds of miles per hour, instantly obliterating the nearby town of Herculaneum. Back in Pompeii, the survivors endure a night of total darkness, broken only by flashes of volcanic lightning. The heat is rising, the air is thick with sulfur, and the sound is a constant, thunderous roar. Early the next morning, the final fatal blow arrives for Pompeii. A pyroclastic surge breaches the city walls, sweeping through the streets with temperatures reaching 500 degrees. Death is instantaneous. The heat is so intense that it vaporizes soft tissue and boils the brain. There is no time to suffocate, no time to feel pain. The city is extinguished in a heartbeat. Following the surge, a massive cloud of ash settles over the ruins, burying the city up to 20 feet deep. Silence returns to the Bay of Naples. Pompeii has simply ceased to exist. For nearly 1,700 years, the city lay forgotten, a legend buried beneath the earth. It wasn't until the 18th century that explorers stumbled upon the ruins, finding a world frozen in time. What they found astonished the world: loaves of bread still in ovens, meals set on tables, and graffiti on the walls. But the most haunting discovery was not the gold or the art, but the voids left in the hardened ash. Archaeologist Giuseppe Fiorelli realized these hollow spaces were the molds of the victims, their bodies long decomposed. By pouring plaster into these cavities, he brought the people of Pompeii back to life in their final moments. We see them as they died, a mother holding a child, a man covering his face,
a dog twisted in its chain. These aren't just statues. They are the exact 3D negatives of real human beings, capturing their agony and their humanity. Walking through Pompeii today feels less like a museum and more like a ghost town where the inhabitants just left. You can stand at a fast food counter, read political slogans, and see the ruts in the road from chariot wheels. It reminds us that these people were not so different from us, living complex lives interrupted by nature. But Vesuvius is not a dead volcano. It is merely sleeping. Today, 3 million people live in the shadow of the mountain, in the exact zone that was obliterated in 79 AD. Scientists monitor the volcano 24 hours a day, looking for the same warning signs the Romans ignored. We know it will erupt again. The only question is when, and if we will be ready. The story of Pompeii is a tragedy, but it is also a gift. It allows us to touch the past in a way no history book ever could. It teaches us about the fragility of our civilization against the sheer power of the planet. As the sun sets over the ruins today, the silence of Pompeii speaks louder than words. It is a memorial to the 20,000 lost souls who woke up one morning never knowing it was their last.